Hello lords and ladies and welcome back to more Third Age, where funnily enough you didn't see it because obviously, you know, I did me save off screen there, but this area of Eastern Moria is called the Balrog Shrine. I guess this is where the goblins pray to the Balrog. Speaking of goblins, we gotta start this one with a battle against some. So let's take care of these now, shall we? By immediately targeting that one and hoping that Idrial can drown it in one. She cannot. What a shock. I'm absolutely shocked that Idrial could not drown them in one shot. So let's get Elgos to finish them off. Bing! Arrow to the chest. He's no Legolas, like, is he, you know? He's no Legolas. So putting any of these arrows straight through the head and just watching them fall. Bang, smack, center of the eyes. Endure flame. You are not burning me with flame of Udun today. You silly, silly goblin. Silly goblin. Silly bitty pal. Oh, he's sniped. Yeah, well, we're going to continue through here and see if we can't pick up some more of these quests and get a bit closer to stopping the Balrog from getting the wizard. As Idrial put it, for some weird reason. He's after the wizard. We must stop him. They say, no, we must not. We must let him fall. Or else how else can he come back as Gandalf the White? Honestly, watching that episode of Family Guys with the cool whip has completely ruined how I say anything that's a WH word now. Do you know what it is? We'll Guardian Strike. We'll miss. Obviously we'll miss. Why wouldn't we miss? Why would we hit? You know? Where's the fun in that? Where is the fun? When we can just miss instead. You're not gonna miss, do you, Hadad? Yep, of course you are. One more shot, Berethor. Hey, I knew you could do it. Never doubted you for a second there, Berethor. Never doubted you for a second. Yeah. Honestly, so many enemies missing this. I don't know what that noise was or why I made it. It just seemed like fun. Ooh, a cracked elf stone of fire protection. That could come in handy later on. You can see the Balrog altar down there. Actually, I think I'm going to put that on Berethor for now. What do I want on you realistically? Corn? Yeah, probably some corn. What else leveled up? Ah, the Hod. Spirit. 100% spirit. So this fight down here, I'm pretty sure this is one of the first chances in the game.
Leave this place, creature of shadow.
To semi-grind skills if you want to.
The creature draws power from that altar. He will be difficult to deal with.
How will it be difficult? How's he drawing power from the altar? It's just metal on fire. Yeah, this is one of the first earliest attempts I think you can get it actually grinding. Obviously, two of us are getting stunned straight away, just to make this a little bit more difficult. And Berethor's just getting bashed. Fair enough. And we miss. Awesome. So stand fast. Stand strong. Stand fast. Unfortunately, it doesn't cure them of the stun. It just inflicts more. It just stops them from being stunned again. And then I'm going to go Company Valor because there's only Berethor I've got rocking at the minute, so I might as well get these guys buffed up before I worry about attacking. Inferno of Udun. Damn. Hey, look at that. Got everyone back now. Endure flame. Ta-da! I am a flamey boy. That'll reduce the power of Inferno Voodoo. But yeah, the Moria Goblin Shadow Chieftain is one of the first actual grind spots that you can use for non-damaging abilities. Believe it or not. And I might, you know, roughly show how to do it. There's 2 ways, and I've got access to 1 way of doing it. It's just not the easiest way in the world to do it. Hadod's looking a bit leaky there. But after that though, Hadod might be able to take him out with a Goblin Bane. We get lucky. We did not get lucky. He still decided he wanted to miss. What is it with this dude in Goblin Bash? Surely, you know, you think he'd be even with Endure Flames. Inferno Voodoo should do more than his Goblin Bash. What, 182 Idrial talk? That's about the same. Negligible. But with Idrial's Drain Inspiration, I think she's got a sword skill, Leech something, that drains AP from the enemy. We can use that in combination with obviously her healing and Berethor's leadership, which I'm going to spam again because apparently Hadod doesn't want to hit. Then again, and coupled with Hadod's obviously, you know, Endure Flame, and then pop a Fellowship Grace with Berethor, we can just sort of infinitely farm non-damaging skills on this Shadow Chieftain. I'm not going to do that. It's going to look like I am, but in all honesty, I'm just really struggling to actually hit this dude to kill him at the moment. So I was hoping that another company Valor might allow Hadod to actually hit. So once I get rid of these guys, well, this one here I can bring in Elgos to start chipping away as well. They're the Heelys. The enemies are faster, they dodge more. Thankfully we can reduce their damage output massively, or else I would be slightly concerned about this. But Idrial's heal is getting fantastic as well now. Will you stop hitting Berethor? There it is. Flaming Fury, don't miss. Get burnt, son. It doesn't miss, but he's immune. Well, we'll pretend that didn't happen. We'll pretend we didn't see that. Dark Renewal, there's the heal. Berethor, when you plays land his Citadel Rage, you just take care of him. There we go. Is that so difficult? I just realised Berethor's got that cracked Elf Stone and Fire Protection as well, so he's taking even less damage from Inferno Voodoo than he would otherwise. We'll have you heal yourself. And then, oh, we learned Cleanse Shadow. I can now cleanse debuffs with Idrial. So I guess I'm going to be taking Berethor out here for Elgos. Berethor's a bit lower on the old AP value there than the rest of them. I mean, we're chunking fairly decent. We're taking the hits. 998. But what I'll do actually is I'll bring Elgos in now. Lower Spirit? Let's lower Spirit Defense so we can drown him here. Let's make it fun to drown him. Bring in the HUD. I can't use Flaming Fury because it won't actually do anything. And there we go. Nice and easy. Yeah, if you want to, you could stay there for ages. I'll have a quick look at what the Idrial sword skill is. That does pretty much the same as the Drain AP Spirit move that she's got. We'll have a quick look there. Whoop, I accidentally skipped past everything there. My bad. Well, we'll go equip first. So we have a suede leather skirt. And the other one was a 3rd Age Shield of Moria. With same strength, but just slightly lower defense than what we've already got. So, not really going to use that. Him stats-wise, dexterity, I'm sick of missing. Yeah, where's that? It is Leech Inspiration. Drains AP over time. It does 0 damage. Does do a lot of damage. And you can just drain AP if you've, you know, grind out Elven Rage and then got to that. Otherwise, Drain Inspiration works the same. Aura of the Valar is fantastic. Protects one ally, so you take less damage and you get an auto revive on death. So that's not too bad. Cleanse Shadow, I really like Cleanse Shadow. Who doesn't like getting rid of debuffs on the entire party though? That AoE debuff cleanse is always welcome in any game. Also got a Brooch of Spirit Warden there for Elgost. So we'll loot these 3 individual chambers here before... Oh, I've just come into a battle room. Right. So I'm back here. Sorry about that. My buttons are doing things that I didn't want them to do. Well, back there. I accidentally walked into a room that is just a battle, and it's the same battle we just fought. Make it even better. We'll keep this one in. You know, this one's right in front of the chest. Right in front of the chest. We'll keep this one. Ow. Well, I guess first things first, let's bring Berethor in. I have healed absolutely nobody here. But thankfully, Idrial can self-sustain on AP. So I'm not massively worried about Idrial's AP levels. In fact, the first thing we're going to do is AP. And I misspoke about Cleanse Shadow. It isn't AoE. Hers is single target. There isn't AoE. There is an all-party debuff cleanse, but it's not on Idrial, and I don't have it yet. It is on Berethor, and we will get that much later. Let's see if we can hit this draining shot here, right? Let's have a look to see how much health we get off the draining shot with Elgost here. Missed. Missed is a lot of health. We'll try that again after the company Valor. Shall we, Elgost? I might just ignore everyone, all the other stats everyone has at this point in time, and just start pumping dex till 30. Might be the best way to do it. Obviously I'm doing it on the Archer level because the defense is lower. I mean, 706, that's not terrible. It's not to be sniffed at, you know. We'll take it. I was thinking there, who hasn't had a turn? Hadhot hasn't been in yet, has he? Hadhot doesn't have a lot of AP neither. And his chance of hitting there is going to be quite low, so we'll go for a Flaming Fury. That could be his attack of the battle. Lovely. That done nothing but your arch there, isn't it? Ooh, he's looking a bit low as the old Hod of Had. But with Fellowship Grace, we don't really have to worry too much about AP management. As we are going to, there you go, say we're going to get AP over time anyway. And you can stack that. Alright, I'll demonstrate. We got what, like 28 AP last time? A 22 there. The more you use it, the more AP you get. Now the problem is I'll put myself in quite a pickle here because I do require heals now. But I also just require absolutely drowning and murdering these goblins. So let's take care of that. Can we land? Can we land the Goblin Bane? We do. I wasn't actually expecting that to land. I'll be completely honest with you. Fellowship Grace is also fantastic if you're leveling your skills later on in the game. When I'll show you my favourite grind spot towards the end of the game. Fellowship Grace just keeps you in AP without ever having to touch the enemy. Which means, you know, arrows of sleep with sleep volley plus lingering sleep. The enemy never wakes up, and you get to keep your AP topped up for the entire battle. So it's not all doom and gloom later on. Oh, but we did get some new equipment for Elgost as well as his levels up. We did a Brooch of Spirit Warden, so 5 speed, 6 spirit. I do lose 4 strength, but just for the speed, I'm going to take that. Because, well, speed is king. The quicker you go, the less damage we have to take. Now, her decks I don't really care about. I just care about pumping everything into her spirit, really. You, I'm sick of you, missing. And I'm absolutely sick of you missing as well. Lovely. If there's one thing I can't stand in games, right, it's missing my attacks. Don't mind as much if it's like, oh, the enemy dodged. But it's like, but like, you missed, then that just kind of sucks. I mean, you know, there should be no you missed type nonsense. No, I'm gonna stand over here. There's no Palantir filling over here. I bet this isn't even the battle against the drummer either. If it's not, I'm cutting it. Oh, is it? Is the drummer there? Can't even see. He is not, so I'm gonna cut this battle and I'll come back once I'm done. Okay, we're back after that battle, so we can now rush the Berethor of drums, hopefully. And if this isn't the Berethor of drums, then well, I'll be back once we get to the Berethor of... Oh, this is a troll. Yeah, I'll cut this out and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've just skipped all the way to the point where we got into the fight with where we start fighting the Berethor of drums. I thought this would be a lot easier than, you know, every couple of minutes just being like, oh, well, we'll have to wait. Now, unfortunately with the Berethor of drums, we have to kill everything else in front of it first. Which really does kind of suck. And I could just perfect mode it, just you know, get it done and get us straight to the Berethor of drums, which depending on what happens here, I might. That is possible depending on how many they decide they want to stun here. Everybody but Hot Hot. Nice, nice. Yeah, no, I don't need Hot Hot. No, I don't need Berethor Elgos. Why would I? And there's all the damage we've just done to that dude gone. Right, stand fast. Joe, I don't even know if an arrow volley will actually kill here. I'm interested. Let's find out. Oh yeah, arrow volley kills. Don't know where that arrow volley came from, but arrow volley kills, and Berethor is now useless. This fight here actually can be a really, really good grinding fight if you want to. Because every time this Berethor of drums turn comes around, he will summon 3 more goblins. You could just stay here infinitely. And just, you know, here we go here, see, there's another 3 there. You can just stay here and honestly, you can just fight as many of these waves as you want. You know, pop a Fellowship Grace up to keep your AP up. And just absolutely just obliterate everything for, you know, some nice levels and some nice skill gains. I'm not going to do that, but you can if you want. Personally, I want to get through this as quick as possible. Because I absolutely hate the Berethor of drums. Oh, we got Paralyzing Shot there though for Elgos, always nice. Always good to see. Now, I should swap Idrial out, realistically, because she does not have Stand Fast on. But she is one of the better at damaging the Berethor of drums. She doesn't have Stand Fast, and she is also my only cleanser. And I have now lost her. So that's always fun. But we don't concern ourselves with that. We just keep chunking these guys away. And honestly, I think, to be fair, I think Elgos can actually get that dude up the top there. On his own. Oh, not leadership, sword skills. Citadel Rage. Doink doink. The enemy can actually avoid any of them 2 hits as well. Which is really weird. It can avoid the first hit or the last hit. Which I never quite understood. Counter-attack kills? Yes, it does. Idrial, drown him. Yeah, if you just keep skipping your turn there, the Berethor of drums will just bring out infinite goblins. Kind of like the Sin Spawn, the first battle against Sin in Final Fantasy X with the Sin Spawn. I mean, we got, what, 27,000 there. We could have got a lot more if we continued it. We've got a Steel Citadel Guard Fort there for Berethor. So we'll have a look at Berethor's new fit here, his new drip. Looking a lot better, and stats-wise also a lot better. I'm going to pump his dex to 50. His dex is already 52. So we'll give him some corn. He does need a bit more health because his armor value is only 71. Which is kind of low, but also kind of to be expected. Now I am the beater of drums. Haha! I apologize. Also, make sure you're not missing any trolls here on your journeys. Make sure you get all the trolls. You can't, like, see, obviously, like I've said, you know, you can come back for any that you miss, along with obviously treasures. But if we can get them all on the first run, we'll get them all on the first run, which is what I normally aim for. Want to be to the end of the area and have 8 of 9 done as we get to the very, very end, right before the final battle. So that's where we're supposed to go next, but you know, we've got to, you know, we'll have a little check around. You know, we see the Balrog effigy down there, and then we just leave. The Balrog effigy can stay there. We have no interest in the Balrog effigy. Another new quest. What have we got this time? Which music has done? We already had that. We had Dwarven Dragon Armor. We had. I killed the Goblin Chieftain. That's new. That is new. So what I'm going to do, I do want to save, but I also want to go get this treasure over here first before saving and crossing this very long goblin-built bridge. As we had yet another belt buckle, and a lot of belt buckles for our resident dwarf lately. So as you got the Moria still at the minute for the strength, dex, and speed. Obviously, depending on how you want to build them. If you want to build them with spirit, you absolutely can. He works with spirit. Now this belt again, I lose a lot of armor. To be fair, I go from 28 to 13. But I gain spirit, I gain health, I gain speed. I only lose 3 dex, and I do lose strength though. Is it worth it for the extra speed? How much more speed? I'm getting a lot more speed though, aren't I? Yeah, it's worth it for the speed drop. So I'm going to very quickly make a save here, and I'll take care of this, and I'll be right back. Okay, we've saved up there, and we're back. We're ready to cross what looks to be a very, very rickety bridge that I would normally not recommend crossing. But okay, we're back after that battle. Idrial and Hadhod leveled up. So we now get to take care of this. Well, we're just going to buff our spirit even more. Hadhod gets dex. Nice and easy. Like I say, I hate missing. Missing is one of my biggest pet peeves in games. Alright, and we're back there after fending off a couple of goblins. And nice and easy again. And look at that. Another encounter already. Another thing I hate about games, apart from missing, is if they have inflated encounter rates. They have inflated encounter rates, then they are just infuriating. They are not fun. I hate them. I also hate the fact that I'm not in private mode anymore, so I don't actually have Berethor's discount for his AP. But we deal with that as we can. There is actually another really fun way to deal with this goblin here. With Elgos that I can show off now with his paralyzing shot. Paralyzing shot stops the enemy from using melee attacks. So all you're going to see is the turtle keeps getting passed to me. He cannot attack. That's what that little cross sword symbol above his head means. He cannot use melee attacks. His turn will just, if he's by himself, his turn will just get skipped and skipped and skipped until that debuff disappears. Obviously, it's not a permanent debuff, but you know it lasts long enough for us to, you know, want to mention it in case you haven't got Berethor in your immediate party, or just in case Elgos' turn comes up first. You want to avoid being stun locked. Paralyzing shot. Paralyzing shot, crippling strike. Anything that gives you control over when he is going to attack, be it, you know, by pushing back his turn, or... Oh, I see a treasure. Sorry, if it be by pushing back his turn or by, you know, sailing his attack or rendering yourself immune to the incoming stun. Very, very nice, very useful, very good. Oh, and we got another troll here. I really want to cripple and smash that troll to push its turn back, but at the same time, I really want to kill that dude. I think I'll go for trying to kill this dude. It works. Idrial, what have you actually got? What can you do? So let's use Wound and Strike. Wound and Strike works really well on chunky, beefy enemies like this guy. And I don't even have enough Paralyzing Shot. That's a problem. Let's go for a Blinding Shot then. We're gonna paralyze him so, like, you know, he can't attack neither because he hurts. But Fellowship Grace is down to 90, so let's pop the Fellowship Grace, get Elgost back up there. It's going to take a minute to do, but I also am not opposed to just using the Leaves of Voltobi to get myself there even quicker. Should have just done that in the first place, really, and I wouldn't have had to take unnecessary damage. Right, Crippling Smash. Let's get this speed under control. Fantabidozy. Company Might for extra damage. Yeah, Idrial had a turn. I was thinking that, like, did Idrial get a turn? Idrial did indeed get a turn. She put wounding on him. Boom. Paralyzing Strike. So we should now be absolutely free to run amok. I should not have to worry about getting hit. Elgost is, I mean, essentially, I suppose I healed the character that was already full health. That wasn't very smart, was it? Elgost is essentially like a debuffer in this role. Yeah, Elgost is responsible for most of the party's debuffs, to be honest with you. And as you can see, this dude just cannot get a hit in. Should have had Idrial heal herself there, because this dude could have just raining shot it and got all his, well, he got most of his health back. Bam! Big creature being right in the middle of his chest there. Elgost is probably one of the most useful characters for the entire game, from when you get him to the end. And another belt buckle for Hardhod. But we've now done 4 of 9 trolls. Only 5 more left to go. We'll get this treasure chest and then we'll have a look at that belt buckle there for Hardhod. So after that battle and opening this chest, we get the 3rd Age Steel Dwarven Warhammer for Hardhod. And let's have a look at what Hardhod's new stuff actually does for him. We'll start with the buckle. 1 strength, 4 dex, 5 con. Not terrible, by all means. I'm not going to use it. And then the Warhammer, 59 damage, but he does lose 1 dex and 2 speed, but gains 7 strength. And that means he jumps from 43 to 59 with plus 5 damage per level as well. And who doesn't want to see their dwarf swinging a giant Warhammer? Like, it works. Warhammers are cool. And I can't remember if there's anything over this side. Okay, I was right. That area was a bust. There's nothing over that side. It was this side. Cracked Elfstone of Earth Protection. Now, I'm unsure, but I'm pretty sure I never get hit by any Earth Spirit attacks in this game. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive they don't exist. Like, absolutely positive. Earth Spirit attacks are make-believe. They're made up. They do not exist in this game. I don't think I've ever been hit by one. I'm almost certain.
Must be a burial house of great honor.
Great honor. That they just straight up don't exist.
Moria. Carefully. I don't want to join them.
Understandable, Elgost. Why would we want to join them? Surprise attack! We're ambushed by a troll and the Moria Goblin Shadow Chieftain. Now, my first thing here is I am going to use Paralyzing Shot on the troll. I'm going to take this troll, however you want to pronounce it, straight out of commission. I'll tank a Flame of Udun. I can heal that with Idrial. I am not bothered in the slightest. I just don't want to have to tank any absolute big slaps off that troll. Lobby Bane. 2400 against them. Now, Berethor's leadership, we do have Company Resistance and Warcall now, but we also have Urukai Bane. That still is not going to take away from the fact that my first port of call is going to be Company Valor and Stand Fast, as always. No, not Stand Fast. Company Valor, Company Valor, and Company Might. It's what I meant to say there, but apparently I can't speak. Before, you know, we just start crippling and smashing them. Elgor's stay buff won't stay on him forever, so we've got to make the most of getting these hits in, you know, as and where we can. We'll bring Idrial in next so she can start. I mean, honestly, she'll just be an inspiration, and then I'll probably get rid of Idrial after that. No, I'll use Idrial to lower its attack. Why not? Boom! One thing I'm interested in finding out that I've never properly looked at, to be honest with you, is whether or not Urukai Bane or Citadel Rage is the better option for Urukai. I normally just assume that... Yeah, we'll go Wait and Slash, why not? Whee! I normally just assume Urukai Bane is better. But Urukai Bane is also cheaper. So that's normally the reason why I go for that. But I'm not 100% certain, if I'm completely honest with you. Oh, level up for Idrial, a level up for Hadhod, and nobody else. But for that, we got some nice stuff. 3rd Age Steel Broadsword of Gondor, 2nd Age Dwarven Dragon Helmet, and a 3rd Age Athenian Band of Fortification. And that does tick us off for finding the Dwarven Dragon Armor. And 5 of 9 Trolls. How did we get another quest? Did we get another quest? Surely not. Oh, find the Goblin Boat now as well. Awesome. More goblins, more goblins. But let's do our level ups here. Idrial looking absolutely spiffing and everything, so we'll get her some strength. And Hadhod, honestly, I want Dex. I know I'm going to lose a lot of speed once I change him around. But this helm of his is it's a 60 armor. I mean, he was already rocking 46. He's up to 60 now with +2 strength, 1 Dex, 2 con, and 2 spirit. And I hope you enjoy seeing Hadhod like that, because he's going to look like that for the majority of the game now. I don't think we get a sword for him for quite some time. I am going to take the hit on the speed and the Dex here just for the increase in damage and that extra little bit of strength. What's that? Spirit, Dex, speed, con, spirit. Strength, Dex, speed, con, and spirit. There's a little bit of immediately made up for it with the Athelian ring. So we'll do a quick skill check here, see how we're getting on. Elven Rage, Aura of the Valor getting there. If I can get Aura of the Valor before the end of this place, I am laughing. I don't think I can, but if I can... Oh, very close to Stone Hero, which, unless you build them as a spirit build, isn't going to do much. Damage and shields getting there. Athelian Wrath for that 3 hit, we are quite some time away. Same as All Retreat, but, you know, I need Shield of Courage eventually. Crippling Shot we're getting closer to. Kingsfall Grace we're still quite a while away from. Well, that wasn't all their skills. Obviously, Perfect Mode, we're up to Fell Clawing. Our next one at 30 or 35 is Earth Barrage. But we're up to Fortune's Mastery now for increasing her health. We've got more armor, a Spirit Steel, more damage. Then we get Fortune's Mastery for greater dodge. Obviously, Hadhod's, you know, he's got his evasion, he's got his strength. Next is his armor, and then while in perfect mode, he always crits. Obviously, Berethor, you know, increased AP pool, ability to dodge. His melee damage and taunt, that is fantastic. That will come in handy really, really quick. And then Spirit of the North. So he gets extra momentum, so his turns come around really quick. And Spirit of the North gives him more AP, which means I might actually be able to start changing him off some of those AP stones that I've got him on in his equipment there. There they are. Here they are. The Cracked Elf Stone of Action, Enhancement, Health. Obviously, he's got armor at the minute. I mean, there's absolutely nothing else here. I mean, I can give him blunt defense, I guess. Obviously, you've got health, fire, armor, and shadow there. Action, armor, and health there. And then Berethor has armor, health, and fire. But, again, this is where we're going to leave it off for today. Next time, we will continue our way through Eastern Moria and see if we can't catch up to that Balrog. And see if we can give the wizard a helping hand. But, until next time, this has been the Casual Gaming Dad, signing off. Stay safe.